Rau with Divine Essentials. Hi there, how are you? So, I know I haven't done a reading in a little bit, and this was actually kind of just like blah, came out. This is my table thing. I bought I bought myself a desk. Dogs were like, whoa, because I was sitting at the desk and they were like, oh my god. So I had to buy a second desk that wheels and I can sit on the bed with multiple animals at once. Because I don't have my own, control over my life. But that's what this is. That's why it looks like this. I did also change stuff up, and I think that's kind of why maybe I haven't found my like correct movement yet within this energy or within this setup. My big table like went away and then the bureau that I have over there is like half the size of it. So the table is still over there. It's just over there. And that's where the table was, but it's like half the size. It's not as big as what it was. Even that, like I crunched that down from what it was, but it's like over there. It's not. I haven't really figured out what my flow is within here yet. But I think I might even utilize the closet. So that's the closet. It's very big. There's a chair behind that little thing that's empty right now. Yeah, the chair's behind that. There's two baskets. There's like this weird chair thingy. There's a bureau in there. There's a lot of stuff in there. But this bureau right here is empty. So if I can take the stuff that's in there, put it in there, make this, I might be able to set myself up something in there to work at, like a little section. If anything, I could put this desk in there. This is one desk, this second desk. So yeah, that's my shit. That's my craziness. I'm still figuring it out because I'm a weirdo. I'm sure some of you may understand if you are energetically sensitive. Sometimes we have, things that kind of just throw us off. But anyways, I did have a reading here. I pulled it like just kind of impromptu, and up here it was like like the thoughts and things like that, and then we had things where what needs to happen or what should happen or what might happen or things to that nature, and it kind of just like came out like the way that it came out, where it was just, it made sense, and it was like, oh, okay. So the first one that came out was him, this King of Cups, and this was more so asking like, what is the person, or like what is the energy of the person that you're connected to, where are their thoughts, what are their headspace, where are they at within the mind. And the King of Cups is somebody that's like sensitive, emotional, loving, nurturing, like they have that in them. Sometimes they hide it though. They don't always show it. It's not on the surface. Like sometimes they're very, very sensitive. You wouldn't know though, because they're not like an open book about it. Like they're not like, oh my god, I'm gonna cry, like right in front of you. They like hide and wait, or they will, suppress and bury and like put it under, or they will numb and drink or smoke or whatever to get it to like, listen, like I don't want to feel so much, so I'm going to suppress it all. And it's, it doesn't take away from the fact that they have that emotion and that love, and sometimes it bubbles up. But this can also be somebody that like, like they just like all of a sudden blah, like freak out because they're suppressing, or they're like doing things that are not, allowing them to get it out. So I feel like for some of you, there is somebody that does love you or care about you or has feelings for you, even has desires like that they would like or feel happy within or be like emotionally like, wow, yay, this is a nice experience. But for some reason, I feel this person doesn't always allow them to go in that direction, allow them to say what they're feeling, allow themselves to even really admit or acknowledge what they want. And for some reason it's like they're punishing themselves, or they're avoiding like allowing themselves to have or get or go or be involved within something, because then they don't have to like deal with like the repercussion of it. Like if I fall in love with you, or say I'm in love with you and you're in love with me and we love each other and it's just like there's so much love, but if I keep you at an arm's length, like, then you're still gonna be in my life. Like, you're not gonna be completely gone, you're not gonna be completely here, but you're still there. And if I let you all the way in, and you love me and I love you, but then like we have a problem or something falls apart or I do something really stupid, like, then I might lose you for good. So I don't want to do that. Sometimes people do things that make no fucking sense to other people. It's like, why are you doing that? like you're living, like, and it does not make logical sense sometimes because emotions never do. But like people will literally be like, oh, you know what? Like, I'm gonna leave here before you can leave me. And it's like, why? That doesn't make any sense. Like, you don't want me to leave you, but you're gonna leave me so that I don't leave you? Like, what? But that happens. I don't know why, where the logic is, what the hell they're thinking about, but I know that is a thing. That may not be the thing that is happening for your particular situation, but it's that type of energy that is there, where there's an illusion around it. It's like there's a strength that is needed. Like, that's what this was saying. It was like, strength is needed to stop the fucking illusion and the bullshit, the fear of a painful ending. Okay, so this is fear, this is illusion, this is a painful ending. No. Like that. And it's like, we do this to ourselves. It's like, oh my god, thinking bad thoughts, feeling crazy, assuming the bad, not knowing for sure, but too fucking crazy to just ask. And because of that, I assume and do all these stupid things that make it become ba-boom. Oh no, what did I do? Because I was afraid of it, so I created it, because I'm a fucking creator of my reality. Whatever you think, whatever you feel, whatever you focus on is what you create. So if you sit around thinking the worst, expecting the worst, feeling like, you're gonna fucking see it, you're gonna create it, you're gonna attract it, or you're going to manifest it the more that you do that. That's why I tell people to like chill out, like stop being crazy people. Or like when divine feminines come to me and tell, oh yeah, and they tell me things and I can tell that they're lying. Like, I know they're lying to me, but they don't even know that they're lying to me, but because they want that to be the truth or something. Like, they're trying for that to be the truth, but it's not the real truth. And it's just causing more fucking chaos in their life, because they're not being authentic, they're not being vulnerable, they're not being, and we all do it. I've done it, I'll admit it, like, openly, like, yep. It's their ego. It's a protection mechanism. It's like, I don't want to be vulnerable and soft. You hurt me, so I'm going to be upset and mad and mean, or I'm going to have a big wall between me and you. Even though I don't want that wall between me and you, I'm going to put it there because that's like my ego protecting me from getting hurt again. But I can't ever not like let that wall down and expect to find love, or to let things happen in my life that will get, I can't get to the other side of the wall unless I put the wall down. Maybe I can't put the wall down with a particular person because that particular person's never gonna be like, meeting me there in the place where I'd like to be on the other side of that wall. But if there's like a little bit of an inkling or a hope, or a little bit of like, maybe they possibly could, you're gonna have to put the wall down to find out. And they're gonna have to put theirs down to find out. And it takes time, and it takes effort, and it takes like figuring out where the hell you're coming from, who you've been like dealing with, why you may be thinking or doing or feeling or creating what you're creating, and then looking at your behaviors along the way and figuring out, like, where have I created illusion? Where do I need to, like, find the strength inside of me to not do that crap so I don't go to this place? Because a lot of us do stupid things, be stupid ways, and I see it. It's like, like, think about, okay, so, like, say, like, there's somebody in your life that knows that you've got this person that you, like, really like, and that you get your twin flame dynamics, and oh my god, and they run away and they ghosted, and then they come back all of a sudden and they, like, say something. You never just, like, answer the person. It's because it's like, ah, they're back. You go tell anybody who knows, oh my god, they messaged me, what do I say, or what do I do, I don't know what to do. And that's like, no, because that, like, right there, yeah, maybe you should, because it's a catch-22. Like, it depends on you and how you naturally react to people, and how, like, that usually goes between the two of you. Like, if you usually react to them and it leads to not good things happening, then maybe you should ask for, like, help when you deal with that circumstances. But just my point is the fact that, like, we're like, panic mode, or let me tell someone else other than, like, confront this person that's here in front of me now with their message or their call or whatever it is. Let me handle this. Like, oh, hey, what's up? No, that's not what my reaction is, which would be my reaction with every other human being on the planet, most likely, unless you do that with every phone call. I don't know. But I'm gonna go on a limb here and say that many of you probably don't. Like, if your mom calls, you answer the phone. Or somebody texts you, that's like in your family, your friends, people that you talk to, you know, whatever. It's like, oh yeah, hey, what's up? But if it's this person, you'd be like, nah, may panic or need time to think about it. You, oh, type, nope, delete, type, nope, delete. Like, that right there causes that, because it's not authentic. It's not you. It's not real. It's not vulnerable. It's not authentic. It's just like, it's like you're coming up with a plan. You're like, if I say this, they might say that. What if I say that? I don't want them to think this if I say that. Like, you're thinking too much. There's got to be a detachment from outcome. Like you caring that much is probably causing some problems in itself. Because they're going to pick up on the energy. You're going to be weird. They're not going to know what the hell. Like, where? Like, oh, should I have used an emoji? I don't know. Like, which one? Like, what does that one mean? I don't even know. What is it? Like Googling what things mean. Like, just don't do that, because it's not real. It's not authentic. It's just, like, chaos. And it's energy that's, like, panicked. And it doesn't come across as, like, cool, calm, collected, us and sauce. They may not be in that cool, calm, collected, awesome sauce energy either, but at least if you can, like, get your head wrapped around it now that, like, okay, like, that behavior is not the best behavior. It's kind of immature, it's a little stupid, it's not real me, because real me doesn't do that to everybody I know. Real me just responds. So however the real me responds should be the way that I do it. Again, maybe real me needs help because I've been through some shit, or this, like, circumstances with this person. Maybe they've been through some stuff, so maybe you need to learn how to cope with them so that you don't do something or say something that your normal self would that could be bad. But it's really dependent upon the circumstances and all of that. But I'm gonna say, like, for the most part, if it's somebody that likes you or keeps coming back into your energy field, there's probably a reason why. And you just being you is probably the reason why. So when you're not being that, it's probably the reason why they don't, like, feel something, like something gets weird or misconstrued or sent away. And then again, remember, you're mirrors, so if you're freaking out all nervous and weird, they may be doing the same thing on their side. And you taking too long to go tell your friend and ask and get, like, fucking input and Google shit or whatever you're doing may cause some problems. You want to get to a point where you have that detachment to outcome, or like over analyzing. And I know this from experience, because I've been there. Like, I've done that shit. And recently I had an experience play out where I was like, holy shit, Like it was a totally other world, because I couldn't imagine it happening like ever before, where I received a message that I didn't even know that I received, because my phone is like, I have so many texts right now. I think there's like 50 fucking missed texts in the new phone that I just got that has no contacts saved in it. My brother came here recently and he was like, I'm in your house, and I was like, I don't have contacts. And it was him. But somebody messaged me recently and I didn't see it, I didn't notice it, I didn't even like have any idea about it. And then when I realized, like, I didn't even realize it either, but because then I got another message that I didn't see right away. It was like a couple hours only. It was only hours that time, but that time, I saw. I'm like, oh, and I thought that I had gotten 2 messages that day, but it wasn't that. It was like freaking 2 weeks between them coming. So, for the ladies out there who are like, if I don't answer them, they're never gonna try to talk to me. That's not true, because they will. It may not be tomorrow or the next day or in a week or whatever. Maybe 2 weeks, it may be longer, but they will, if there's a reason, or if they care, or if they want to, you know. And again, things happen for a reason, and I feel like me not seeing that was like, oh, hey, look at how good you're doing at like not being a psycho. Because before, I don't think anything would have gotten past me with like anything to do with that person. The fact that I don't even have, like, I still haven't saved a contact name for them is like, wow. Like, it just shows a level of detachment to outcome that's like, I don't need this. I don't need it. And it's not that I don't want, or that I hate or despise or whatever. It's just that, like, I don't need it in order to be me, or I don't need to change me in order to deal or, you know, connect. Like, my own fucking brother was in the same like category there. So it's not like it's like oh, it's just that person. It's just a thing. But I think it's a good thing that we can see, like, and it's this energy which was saying, like, this may be how the person's seeing you. So some of you may have got to this point where you're like not like doing that crazy shit that you may have done before, where you may have been chasing, or you may have been like checking social media, looking up and like, you know, reading like, how should I do, or what should I be, or what should I say, or how long should I take to enter, like all these like dating expert people who have like just insane bullshit going on. Like, it's like the whole world is constantly like, I don't know, it's just, it's a mess. It's a mess. And that's what's wrong with most of the world. But I feel like this is a good place where we don't want to go too far, though, because it can cause problems. Just like not knowing what's really going on inside of the feelings of this guy, right? Like, you don't know how he feels because he doesn't tell you. He's not being open with you. And if he is, he may be not telling you the truth. He could be like saying things but not really saying fully things, and then like saying things that aren't really true, or saying things that are true but not really like the fullness of it, or hiding parts of themselves, avoiding like really truly opening up to you because they don't want to get hurt. You know, there's fucking illusions there. So like, something within all of this, I feel like is kind of like, it's a good thing where it's like, okay, like, I'm not being a crazy person. I can live it, you know, I can live on my own. I'm not psycho, I'm not chasing, I'm not being a weirdo. But the illusions can come from being like too mysterious. So when that happened, right, though, that message came, the first one, I didn't even know. I had no clue. But when I looked at hindsight, I was like, when did that message come? Right? So I look and I'm like, oh. And then I go and I look at like the things I've been posting. And I was like, oh God. It's like, it was like, if I was that person, I would think that it was like intentionally like intentionally knowing. I don't even know, like, but I had no clue. But the way that things looked is an illusion of like I think the readings that I post, like, bridges are burned, and like, and then my other one that I did on my other channel was like, what they sent to me was the name of the video. And that's the bullshit that happens. It's a weird, crazy stuff that happens in my life that's like, what the fuck? Because I know things that I do not know that I know all the time. Like, I don't know that I know. And I don't know at all. Like, I have no clue. I'm not being a crazy weirdo. I'm not trying. I'm not even trying to know or do or be. Or so I just fucking live. I just do what I do. And it's like, oh, look at what you just did. I swear to God, Spirit took over that whole fucking circumstances. And I think it was because it was probably necessary. It was karma for the times that maybe they didn't respond to me. It was karma for the times that they made me feel probably the way it made them feel, to see what was coming through and out those couple of weeks after not receiving a response after 22 years of always responding, of always answering in some sort of way. You know, maybe it didn't, like, maybe it wasn't the best, or maybe it wasn't, like, you know, extravagant, but I never left that person hanging. I never, like, didn't at least acknowledge their presence as a human being with, like, hey, oh, yep, you're a human being, you have innate value and worth, and wow, I'm gonna be good to you. Like, oh, okay, like, just a little bit of acknowledgement. Sometimes that didn't happen back. So I think Spirit was like, all right, motherfucker, we're gonna do to you what you have done to her. And unfortunately, the way it all played, well, not even unfortunate, I think it's funny because of, like, that is just like it's just perfect. But I think it's perfect too in the fact that, like, you don't need to worry about those things, because if it is a true connection, or if there is something there, or the spirit is involved on any level, these types of things happen to show you that you aren't loony bins, or that, like, hey, when you act like an asshole, sometimes things happen that suck. And then I found out, like we were supposed to do something together, and they decided not to do that, and to, like, kind of be whatever. And now the way that karma works has brought them around, and they're doing something in a way that's like, oh, I guess Spirit really wanted you to be doing that with at least somebody that's in my family, because now you're doing that with my family member instead of me. But haha. It's kind of like how I looked at it when I told my dad. He was like, he just started laughing, because things happen like that. It is karma, it is justice, it is balance, it is, like, reciprocal. What you put out is what you get back. When you're acting like, you know, not the best, when you hurt people, or you let your fears, you know, do things that aren't good, or, you know, you come in one way and act all boo-hoo-hoo, planted seeds, and then you do this to somebody, you leave them high and dry and feeling like, oh my god, what's wrong with me? It's like, some things are probably gonna happen back, and it doesn't have to even be you. You don't have to take that into your hands. You don't need to be the one to do it to them. It's gonna happen to them anyways, because of how they were, or what they did, or what they said, or what, like, and they know, because if they didn't know, they wouldn't have even ever come back to say anything. They may not have, like, fully acknowledged or whatever. Just even the little second message what was said was like, I'm doing this. It means, like, I'm doing this, which means I'm not doing that. Because if they were doing what they were doing, they probably wouldn't have. No, I don't. I still would have said something to them, but it wouldn't. I may not have been as polite, but I do feel like there's this energy here for people who are, like, starting over, for their emotional fulfillment in their life, regardless of what's going on. Like, you're finding the strength to deal and cope and see, like, oh, you know, like, this happens because I was a good person, or I did nice things, or I didn't become an asshole. Like, you know, I'm gonna be rewarded in the ways that I should be, and I'm gonna be maybe feeling the effects of the things that I shouldn't have done. But it doesn't mean that I'm never gonna be up again. I just have to not fucking repeat the stupid shit that gets me into the painful positions that I don't want to be in. So if I know that, like, when I plant seeds of potential with somebody that has a tendency to disappear or not tell me the truth or to dagger me in the back or to do stuff that doesn't feel good, I know the next time I communicate with that person or talk to that person, there needs to be clarity. There needs to be like, well, okay, yeah, what the fuck are you doing? And why and when or how? Like, there needs to be communication, basically. And I do think that that helps people, everybody, to get to a better place. Like, okay, yep, like we're moving out of mental and emotional turmoil because we're being clear, communicative, direct with our stuff. Because this type of stuff, holding it under the surface, being mysterious, is not always the good thing. And I realized, as much as like some of the stuff that happened wasn't good, it was bad on me, like, I know, I'm so sad, karma came back on them for that. But I did realize, like, there was a couple of things that happened, and based off of me knowing just energetically who they are, like, I didn't see it at the time because I was in my wounded, oh my god, I'm a victim stage. Couldn't see it because I was too hurt and I was too much of a victim, which that happens to everybody. So if you're in that place, try to be like, wait a minute, let me go up, and see this from a higher perspective, because you may have done something or said something or not have said something, not have done something that would have maybe led to different outcomes if the ball wasn't dropped there. So I realized, I can't remember the exactly, like spirit shows me things, or like I have these like whoa moments where it's like blah, wow, that's why that happened. And it's also hard to do this without like being like, oh blah blah, you know, like this happened and this is why. But there was a thing happening anyways, because the energy like was building up. Okay, it's like time is building, energy was building, vulnerability, you know, intimacy, emotions, like it was just, things go like that. And people in general, humans, like they seem to go through these phases for like 3 months. There's like pre, good, post, you know, and that's like a 3 month thing. So it's like pre-honeymoon, honeymoon, post-honeymoon. We go to the power struggle, and when you go to the power struggle, people fucking blow up. So we're going into power struggle land, and when that happens, triggers come up, especially if you have a person, like a divine person or somebody that you've got this thing going on with. It's like, wah, on a higher level, spiritual level, because it's pushing you to become better people or whatever. But if you have triggers around jealousy, they're going to have triggers around jealousy. If you have, and I've also had other things flat out said to me that's like, oh, that's probably a trigger. Because I wasn't aware of what I was doing to trigger the person, because they didn't tell me. But I didn't do it on purpose. You know what I mean? Like I didn't know, but then because things are going in that direction where it's like, they're not saying something, I can feel something, whatever, I'm gonna do this, or I'm gonna like just not be like, who, in the best way, okay? Illusion land, okay? I didn't disclose the fullness of the details, right? Because I was already somebody that was like, yeah, I've been here before with this person. I know they have a tendency to sometimes fucking boot out of here. And when they do that, I get hurt. I get sad. I'm like, ouch. So, when they start acting a little different, or they start pulling back, or, you know, fucking sitting on the other side of the room or something, my high priestessy illusion side kind of came up a little bit. Was like, yeah, I'm not going to tell you everything, but I'm, you know, gonna give you little bits of information. But the fact that around that time I had said something to them about something that was totally innocent, nothing about it, but they questioned me on it, and I was like,
what? And like who's that? And like it's like a 70-year-old dude, like chill out. um I've been talking to you about him for a couple of months now. You just didn't listen. You already know who it is. It's the person that, you know, brought us what we're doing, basically. And that was an indicator. Okay, this person, when you mention a man's name, maybe they get triggered. They think that you're talking to a man for some reason. Which is not, not for some, I guess for a reason, because maybe I realized too that like when I talk to them, I'm not like broadcasting it all over the place. I'm not like, oh my god, look at we went out tonight and it was a great time, like taggy-roo. I don't do that shit. Also because that, like I don't want to be like tagging somebody, oh my god, we had such a great time, and then in like 2 weeks be like, I'm so sad that they fucking ghosted me, or that they left me looking stupid again. And I read energy, I read people, I know what they want and what they don't want. And it's not even that, it's like who they were to who they're becoming, two totally different people. But the one that they were wasn't the type that you fucking tagaroo and be like, yeah, hey, congratulations on receiving the Moon key. Like, you just don't do that. But who they're becoming maybe is, but that it's neither here, there, whatever. It's just like these are all little things that people don't realize, like the little subtle shit. It's like, why? In the back of people's heads. If you've got that stuff going on in the back of your head about them, why didn't they do this? Why didn't they say that? They're doing the same thing, especially if they've come out flat out and been like, who is that? About whoever it is that you're like, why are you being weird about that? Like, that's just a fucking person that has like no threat whatsoever. But if they feel a threat on any level, it shows you that they do care about that. They might have sensitivities about it for some reason. And you may trigger those within them, just like they trigger it within you, okay? So that happened, right? But then I realized there was one other thing that I did to them that I didn't even think about, like, that it would have that impact. And I still didn't until recently, when I was, like, listening to somebody else talk about something totally, like, not really related, kind of, but not really. But when I was like, oh fuck, like, it didn't seem like that big of a deal, and I didn't even put two and two together. But then I like realized, I'm like, oh my god, the day that I did that is the day that they did that. I'm like, fuck, like, I literally did what I did that would be like, like, it, like, do what they did because of pain or just not feeling good. Like, I didn't make them feel good. And it actually upset me, and I'm probably gonna get upset again. But I didn't do it to do that. I didn't even try. Like, it just happened. And it wasn't a big deal. Like, people are gonna be like, what did you do? I slept. I fell asleep and I slept. And like, when I do that, it happens. It's like, I can't, because I don't fucking sleep for like days at a time. And then when I do, they've seen it happen. Like, I just like stay asleep. Even if I wake up like for like a minute, I go right back to sleep. I don't get up and go to the bathroom. I'm just like, oh, I'm alive, okay, go back to sleep, like, and sleep. And that's what I did. And my dad's like, how do you sleep through the dogs? Because I have fucking 5 dogs in here that bark and bark and bark, but I don't wake up because I'm so tired after not sleeping for days. But I did that when I was supposed to not be doing that. And there was like other parts of it, like, I asked them to bring me something that was like connected to something that probably made them feel a certain something, but it was already like they were already doing what they were doing. They were already being the way that they were being, and things were already headed in that direction. So as much as I feel bad about what those things may have done to them or whatever, it wasn't an intentional thing. I didn't do it on purpose, and I know it added to like the fucking bleh. But I wasn't doing anything along the lines of what they were doing. I wasn't talking to anybody that was of an opposite sex. I wasn't even thinking about anybody of the opposite sex. I was just being me, doing my thing, living my life. Somebody was coming to stay with me. They may have thought that it was somebody else, or they may have thought whatever they thought, but it doesn't fucking ask. You've had no problem asking about who the fucking person was that I mentioned in my fucking thing about Alberto Velodo, who brought us to Monet Key Rights. Who's Alberto? Just old dude that fucking goes to Peru, does some stuff. But you know, I'm still at my place of like, well, was it worth me dealing with what I dealt with? No, it wasn't. Should those fears and those illusions and that pain go all together? No, it shouldn't. But it did, because that's how people are. That's what people do. Ego, wounds, whatever. They were already doing what they were doing, like talking to somebody else. They did things that I would never fucking do, and it's probably just, I don't know why people do that. I know other people do it though. It's a thing that people do. Like, people date multiple people, but they probably let people know that too. So that's another part of it. It's like, if you're gonna fucking do that shit, fucking tell people what you're doing. Not like, I'm almost ready for like something. I want to do this. I'm all the way in. Let's do it all. And then like, my seeds were planted, but I just took off and left them to die. Ouch. Okay, I guess the fucking Empress is going to run this empire herself, as usual. But what are you gonna do? You run your empire, and a man actually embodies what they're supposed to fucking embody: truth, integrity, speaking up. Fucking, when they rush in to tell the truth, they fucking tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. So help you God. They don't hide some weird shit in the background. They don't have some little fucking secret stuff going on. They don't have somebody like on the side just like, oh, swoop on in and be the fucking like other thing. That's not okay. That's not okay behavior. It's not normal. It's not healthy. Especially if the other person doesn't know. And especially if you fucking ask questions like who Alberto is. Like, what? Who the fuck is that? That's immature. It's not healthy. It's not good. But it's also this. They're guarded and protecting themselves. They're greedy because somebody probably did something to them. Maybe somebody cheated on them. Maybe somebody lied to them. Maybe somebody fucking did that to them. So they're just like, boom. That happens. Literally fucking was like listening to a trauma thing yesterday. It's like some people go through something and then they keep doing it to other people so that they can be the one that won. They're like, haha, I lost. Or like, you know, jump out of planes to get their excitement going. Like it's a trauma response. Other people like me stay in their house by themselves and close the door and say fuck you to the world because they don't want to be hurt by anybody out there. And then the one motherfucker that they let in is that shit. That's like, I'm gonna fucking I'm gonna repeat my traumas on you. Haha. So that, watch out for that, because it's not a fun experience. They may not even know that they're doing it, but they will do it, and it does hurt. It's not fun. Not a good time. Do not recommend. 2 out of 10 stars, not even. So that needs to heal. That stuff needs to heal, and truth needs to be spoken. Things need to be planted appropriately for them to grow. So you may be ready to move on to new love. You may be ready to find the strength to get rid of the illusion of thinking like, this is healthy, or this is good, or this is divine, or whatever. Like, you may feel bad, you may have compassion, you may care about them, but if they can't fucking be okay and not do those things, you have no choice. You cannot be in this, because this will kill you. This will not go anywhere good. They may be connected to you on a soul level, but they need to fucking prove it and show it. Like, that shit doesn't prove it or show it. And when you compare and contrast apples and oranges of what happened, yeah, maybe some things will like, that's me just fucking having compassion and caring and knowing and feeling like, oh my god, yeah, they had a bad like, and they don't even fucking own up or say any of it. I just have to know through me knowing. which has its own layer of like, but they know that I'm right, and they just don't go there because they're still behind their ego. So if you're in a place of doubt, if you don't know for sure with things about your person, if you have like a doubt, like, I don't know, I feel like they may have had a bad childhood, or I don't know what the hell's going on with them, or like whatever, trust your gut, because your gut will know. Like, you're gonna know why they do what they do. You're gonna know when they're doing what they're doing. You're gonna know when they're like talking to someone else. You're gonna know when they're pulling away. You're gonna know when they're ghosting. You're gonna know when they're showing up. Sometimes you might not, though. I was take 2 weeks to catch up with you, which would be a good thing, though, because I really do think that was a good thing that I was like, oh wow, ha ha ha, finally, you had a taste of your own medicine, ha ha. Which it's not a haha. It's an ego thing that even says that, but it is like after fucking 20 fucking years, dude, of not ever doing that to them, to be like, oh, 2 weeks is not a big deal. Try fucking, I don't know, 10 years, 12 years, like 6 months, fucking endless times. It's like sometimes what goes around comes around. It takes a while. If you want this, if you want to be grounded, stable, loyal, committed, solid, somebody that is like your fucking partner that's gonna work with you, build with you, like, and the thing is, it's like, if the masculines realized the power, the potential, the fucking energy that they could have with you, like I don't know what they don't realize. Like, it's fucking ultimate fulfillment. It's 10 of Pentacles. Is like, so much easier to live that way. But because they don't give to it, because they act like the way they act, and they play the games that they play, and they fucking have like other people on the side that they're talking to, and these little secrets, fucking spirit's like, fuck you, dude, you're not getting nothing because you're being a fucking asshole. So like all the little things that they do and say and whatever, it's like, bleh. So they probably think, oh, this isn't real because it's not happening, like bad things are happening to me, because you're being a bad idiot. Like, don't be that way and good things will happen, you know. Abundance. Like, just go look at the people who are together that are being nice to each other and see how they're doing. They're usually in a good position. Some of them are fucking like billionaires, and people are out there like, what the fuck, like all upset about it. But you can use your power for good and overcome the ego, the bullshit, all that stuff, and have ultimate fulfillment. But you can't have ultimate fulfillment with somebody that doesn't ultimately fulfill you. So if they're not ultimately fulfilled, then you need to find somebody else to ultimately fulfill you, because you're just going to stay in this space of, oh my god, sad, bad, mad, oh my god, I'm broken down and depressed, they hurt me, they don't like me, they boo-hoo, oh, here they are again to reconcile, but then they go again, disappear. You want a solid new beginning. You might need to take a leap of faith to find the balance with somebody that is going to actually reciprocate and bring that ultimate fulfillment. So it may be a hard decision, Two of Swords, Two of Wands down here, but the magician is necessary to transmute, to walk the fuck away from anything that's not serving you. So you can have an emperor who gives and receives in balance and makes you fucking happy. Are you happy right now? Are you happy being dagged? Are you happy being rejected? Are you happy being like thrown into the middle of illusions? Are you happy with this fucker who comes around and talks to you while they're probably still talking to someone else? Are you happy dealing with all that shit? Probably not. So yeah, conflict, competition, chaos. No, not good. Ain't happy. Broken heart. Why would we want to stay here and do that? We don't. So, passionate new beginning. We need to love ourselves to get to that place of victory. We have to choose to love ourselves, because this motherfucker ain't doing it right. So we need to cut that bitch off and say, I'm taking the next level commitment to myself. Spirit has already spoken. Like, hey, bitch. Like, we ain't even giving you his phone calls anymore because he's just stupid. Like, don't fucking deal with this shit. You need to have a death and justice. Don't be waiting on bullshit, because you deserve to have a new beginning. You are sexy. You are magnetic. There's a fucking billion people out there who would choose you in a heartbeat, and they want to choose karmic, toxic, whatever they're doing, because they're stupid. Know your value, know your worth. Know that they fucking see it too, and they know it too. But they want to stay on the outside of the cold and be miserable and do whatever they're doing. Let them work on themselves for a while, but don't stay by yourself and do whatever. Like if they're in and out, back and forth, whatever, keep going. Like let them stay out there until this type of man shows up that's like fully present, taking action only towards you, isn't playing games, isn't all fucking weird. You don't have to fight with them and feel like you're gonna be like, oh my god, at the end of it. Be this wounded warrior. You know, get creative in how you might need to do it or whatever, how you face your fears. Maybe take time slow to get out of this like hermit mode or I'm so sad mode. But it's your mindset. It's the beliefs. If you think whatever you think about this motherfucker or this situation, that's what you're gonna live. So stop thinking the stupid thoughts that are keeping you in a bad place and start thinking the good thoughts that get you to a place of like, oh my god, hey, that's a better situation. Like, let me use my intuition here and drop these fucking burdens. Oh wow, is this person playing games with me? Are they a fucking Casanova? Did they juggle me and do these things that I really don't like and probably would never do to them? Okay, well, I guess I should take myself somewhere, you know, over here until they get their shit together, or never. Because if they don't get their shit together, then they're never gonna have me. And if they don't get their shit together before there's somebody else that's there that I'm, you know, making me ultimately fulfilled, then they're never gonna have me anyway. So you might as well start looking, because we don't live forever. So you need to find somebody that's gonna work together with you. There's other people out there that'll probably be easier, because twin flames are not easy. Their spiritual commitment. It may not be that you're supposed to be together in this life. Maybe you were just supposed to work with each other, to work on each other, to like make each other a better person. But if they're not stepping up to the plate, they're not coming in with their fucking offer, they're still messing around and doing things with other people, look at that as your thing to be like, okay, that's what they're doing. I'm not going to sit here being sad and planting seeds of this into my life, because that's just going to keep you there. If you sit and wait, you're telling the universe, I'm waiting, I'm waiting, I'm waiting. That's all you'll do for the rest of your life is wait. You cannot wait and actively be attracting at the same time. You have to be like, I am living, I am creating, I am manifesting, I'm healing, I'm growing, I'm loving, I'm receiving. I'm in my new beginning with a man who mirrors me and matches me. I am a fucking star. I am a fucking divine feminine. I am not waiting around to keep getting daggered, or I'm not letting my fear and my illusions keep me from finding the strength I need to become her who is strong enough to know that if someone plays games with me or lies to me or manipulates me or fucking treats other people who are not me better than me, who is supposed to be their ultimate person, if they are going to treat other people better than me, fuck them. They don't deserve me. Not in that energy. Not while they're doing that shit. Maybe there was misunderstandings and confusions and things along the way, but that doesn't mean you deserve anything that's happened. Equal give and take. They could have easily asked things, or you could easily ask things. Like, that's why I say communication is clear. Don't be playing games with these people. Don't be playing with each other. Just fucking speak the truth. Like, fucking, what you see the message, respond to it. If you don't see the message, don't fucking, make it be a big thing, or don't let them create something out of it that it's not. But they probably will, because that's what people do. But until people heal and grow up and realize, like, okay, sometimes shit happens, and sometimes it happens because of the shit that I did, you're not going to have a victory until people are, like, mature enough to energetically be like, wow, like, let's grow up a little bit here and clear the karma and not do things like tit for tat or make choices that hurt each other. Let's work to fucking together in a partnership to reconcile our differences, to plant seeds of potential, to have a valuable new beginning, because it could be fucking amazing. There's like unconditional love there, but it keeps getting torn down because somebody isn't giving back to that unconditional love. They're too much in their fucking weird control freak energy, or they're being misled, or they don't understand the high priestess. They're not intuitive. They don't know. They need black and white, like, dude, ba 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 ba, and then being that way back to you too. Though, if somebody's not being that way to you, you don't need to be an open book with somebody that's fucking lying to you, or you feel like they might be doing something. And usually, when people feel that way, when somebody who's woman, right, who's Alberto, well, who the fuck are you talking to that you're so worried about who I'm talking to? Because if you were talking to somebody, that projection wouldn't be there. Be aware of that too, because guys like to do that. They like to be like, hey, on offense, all defensive, when they know that you're talking to them and you're not talking to anybody else. You haven't talked to anybody else. You're not doing that. You don't do that. So they know, but they're projecting out of their own fear and insecurity because they're doing the thing that they are afraid that you might do. Guilt brings up that type of shit in people. So be aware of those things. Don't let it trigger you. Don't let it take you down. Let it be known that you are valuable regardless of what happens with them. And most likely, when those things happen and things play out the way they play out, men choose to go with these other people, right? Like, they always go to the weaker-minded one. It's like a little psychology thing there. If a guy's talking to two girls, he's gonna go with the weaker-minded one because she's easier to manipulate and lie to and deal with. If you're too smart, or you're too intuitive, or you're on to their fucking shenanigans, they're gonna be like, I'm gonna stay over here with this dumb bitch. And they may be intimidated by you because you're not that. Look at it as a good thing. Namaste.